Happy Monday. It's time for some book talks. I read some really great stuff this week, so I'm super excited to tell you about it. The first one is a romance, Dare to Fall, and it's about a young girl whose mother, several years ago, delivered her sister's stillborn. And so grief is the defining factor of their family life. It's a mom and a dad and a teenage girl and the memory of a baby sister she never got to have. And so you spent some time exploring that and what is grief and what it does to a family. But the boyfriend character, potential boyfriend character, I guess I should say, has lost his parents, which on a scale of 1 to grief, is there a weight line between parents and sister you never got to meet? I don't know that there is, but I do know that his grief terrifies her. And so she steps away from what is a budding relationship because she can't handle another set of grief in her life. And so this book is about resolving that relationship, both with herself and her grief and the boyfriend, and he has a twin sister and she used to be friends with her. It did even have like a moment in it, so that was really cool. I really liked it. I like a lot of stuff by this author. She's the one who wrote all of these. Did I mention I love you? Did I mention I need you? And did I mention I miss you? So, really good romance book. Be Not Far From Me is an adventure. You know that I love a good trapped in the wilderness plot line. I don't know, it's because I don't ever go in the wilderness and I feel pretty safe that I'm never going to get trapped there. But it's entertaining to me to read about other people trapped there. What's interesting about this one is that she's trapped in the Smoky Mountains. And so she and her friends have gone up to the mountains for a party. And something happens in the wood. And she runs away in anger. And she falls down a ravine. And she hurts herself pretty badly. So the entire book, I'm literally going like, is she going to live? Is she going to live? I mean, what happens if she does? Because how's the story going to finish? So it's really good. It's really good. The whole, how's she going to survive with half of her foot? Literally. Okay, so this is super gross, but one day she wakes up and like a possum is literally nibbling on her foot. So it's a little gorier than I usually read, but the survival aspect was really good. Here's what I'm going to tell you, though. If you're going to get trapped in the woods, you should have some survival training first. So maybe just go ahead and sign up for that as soon as this whole COVID mess is over so that you're ready. Just saying. All right. This is Bookish Boyfriends, A Date with Darcy in romances, you might imagine. So this young lady has an English teacher who uses books as allegories, maybe? And so for each of her students, she gives them a story. And the story sort of plays out in real life. You know, this is Darcy, so Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. This girl's already a reader, so it wasn't very much of a leap for her to believe that books are magic. Same. But it was really good. It's super cute. It's book 1. We don't have the second one, but if someone reads this one and requests it, we can get our hands on it. So these 2 books I didn't read this week, but they just came into the library this week. And so I wanted to share them with you again in case, 1, I forgot to book talk them, or 2, it's been a really long time. So If We Were Us, another one of my favorite tropes is boarding school. And these students are all at boarding school. So these 2 are best friends. These 2 are twins. This is the new guy. And so it's about relationships and secrets and being true to yourself and boarding school pranks, which I enjoy, never having attended in my entire life a boarding school. So it's really good. We also have it in romance. So you want to check that one out. And I will never not promote a Colleen Hoover book. I'm a fan. Most of her stuff that we have is in romance, but we do have one in mystery and there's one in contemporary. So if you like your Colleen Hoover a little heavier, that's an option. Heartbones is about a couple who meets on the Bolivar Peninsula, which is kind of near and dear to my heart because Bolivar Peninsula can be reached by the ferry in Galveston, which is where I kind of grew up. So I've been on the Bolivar Peninsula a lot. I've been on the ferry a lot. I used to take my kids on the ferry every summer, even though they grew up in Tennessee, because Galveston is a special place to me. So it was kind of cool seeing a place I knew and loved in a book. So this young lady has lost her mother, and she ends up going to live with her father, but she doesn't tell him that the mom is dead. She's just like, hey, I'm coming for a visit kind of thing. And so while she's there, she meets a guy who lives in the house next door. He's always lived in the house next door because his family rents beach houses. So he has to live in whichever one is not rented out. And so, of course, the romance is easy. She's not ready necessarily to fall fast because she's had some heartbreak, obviously, in her life. But it does get twisty, and it gets twisty really fast. And I just cheered for them, and I cheered for her, and I was so proud of what a great book boyfriend he is. I love Colleen Hoover. I love almost everything she writes, and this is no exception. If you are a Colleen Hoover fan, or if you just need some really good romance in your life, come check something out. We have at least half a dozen Colleen Hoover romances that are available. So hopefully you guys read something good. If you did, come talk to me about it.